Alright, welcome back, y'all. Got started a little bit later than I would have liked. I'm still really trying to get used to all of this. The consistency, doing it on a regular basis, not a thing I'm used to. I think today what I'm going to try to talk about while I draw is, oh, goodness. I need to, no, I don't want that. Goodness. Okay, there we go. Put my clock down so I know what I'm doing. What I'm going to try to do during today's video is, I know nobody's outwardly asked, well, what is a kobold? So I guess for my 30-minute not accomplishing things is going to be trying to explain to or describe what a kobold is. I want this guy to be standing up. I might just change that arm. I'm going to... There's a couple different definitions of what a kobold is. And I mean, anyone out there that's played Dungeons and Dragons or World of Warcraft, or there's numerous depictions of what kobolds are. Despite them looking drastically different, they all are more or less the I'm really just avoiding that wanted poster. They all are more or less the same archetype. Kobolds are, for the most part, regardless of depiction, they are small creatures that are generally I don't want to say slaves in some... Oh shit, all the background blue is still there. Oh, I didn't just say that word. I said goodness. They are generally servants or indentured. Okay, slaves is going to be the word. Their ancient ancestors in one of the most common depictions, their ancient ancestors are a combination of some sort of goblin-like creature and a draconian blood. I don't think the dragons mated with the goblin creatures because that's well below their social status. It was probably some sort of genetic thing. Nope, that doesn't go there. So kobolds, in most depictions of kobolds, are either lowly little lizard creatures whose ancient ancestors were a mix of some sort of goblin and dragon blood. Actually, I think that is the most common description. They're a mix of a goblin like creature and dragon. Some depictions will show them as more rat like. If any of you have played World of Warcraft, the kobolds in World of Warcraft just looked like homeless gnolls with candles on their head. They're like a very, very short, like knee height, maybe thigh height, tall rat creature with a candle on their head. There's other depictions of kobolds which portray them as more, I'm not going to say draconian, because kobolds are in no way at all draconian. They are more, I really hate saying goblin-y, but yeah, they're just these short little lizard things. And throughout kobold history, regardless of the history you go with, kobolds are generally always treated the same way. Much like their dragon ancient bastardized forefathers, they love gems and ores and all the things that are shiny. So they tend to spend a lot of time. Make sure I'm on the right. They spend a lot more time in caves and mines and searching for the ores and the gems and the shinies, because that's all they ever knew. Their dragon blood tells them that, you must hoard. You want the gold, you want the gems, you want the shinies. But unfortunately, since they are also bred over millennia to be servants, oh, that's a really big hilt. They've been bred over the centuries to, they're basically the servants to dragons, because dragons want the shinies. So they use kobolds as their go-between, their, hey, go fetch me the shinies, go work in the mines, go do this stuff that I can't be bothered to do because I'm a dragon. So unfortunately, lots of kobolds have resulted to lives of thievery, especially if they've managed to find civilization, either from leaving their tribe or being captured by a rival tribe or slavers or banditers or whatever it might be. most kobolds are still just operating on the most basic functions. They're thieves, they're bandits, they're mediocre miners. All they've ever known how to do, alright, I'm going to work on this a little bit. All they've ever known how to do is, they've ever known how, why is that not going away? Oh, I merged it all. All they've ever known how to do is serve those who tell them what to do, and if they're not serving those who tell them what to do, they follow out basic instinct. And if you haven't noticed, I am going for the more wait, I showed her. I'm going for the more reptilian version of the kobold. I guess the more draconianly blooded. Maybe closer to the concept or the conception of kobolds. Just whenever I see the more rat-like version of the kobolds, especially the Minecraft, and I'm sure a few of you have played not Minecraft. What did I say? Minecraft. World of Warcraft. The kobolds in that game are the kobolds in Minecraft, or why do I keep saying World of Warcraft? They're creepy. They're like little homeless guys with candles on their head. And sure, most kobolds are probably little homeless things with a coin purse secured firmly around their neck for stealing your shinies. I'm not going to deny that most of the time kobolds are probably just stealing your things or slaving away in a mine. But I really don't like the depiction of them being little rat-like things. And I guess the reason I'm going for that take on them is because I'm attempting, or I want to make copper not be a thieving little rat-like thing. And yes, on that, I also don't necessarily agree with the idea of rats being dirty little thieves, because rats are like the crows of birds. Like, it compared to any other rodent, rats are, I've had quite a few pet or animal companion rats throughout my life. Rats are incredibly intelligent. So when people are like, rats are just dirty, thieving little beasts, it's like, well, yeah, they're dirty, thieving little beasts, but compared to some of the other creatures, they got a whole lot going for them. Or like when you think about birds, like crows. I absolutely adore crows. Most birds, when you think about, like, I mean, compare the intellectual gap between, like, a seagull and a crow. Crows actually pass on information to their offspring. You can wrong a crow, and its great grandchildren will remember you specifically and avoid you. And yes, okay, I've kind of gone off on a tangent. Expect that to happen quite a bit. But, sure, rodents are significantly smarter than reptiles, but I'm just not as keen on the depiction of kobolds being greasy little homeless rats that live in caves. Having them more in line with their draconian blood. See, I'd like to draw that dude standing up here, but I don't think that's gonna work. Well, I'm gonna point that out real quick. So, I told you this center panel here with the dudes. Yeah, that's just a really crappy copy and paste, but that's what I wanted it to be. But see, there's subtle differences. Homeboy had his arm down, and Homeboy has his mug. That's not a can, it's a mug. You don't have cans in the fantasy worlds. And in this, he's pulled out the dagger and he's lowered his mug. I might change other things. Like I said, I'm still really getting used to the concept of comic layout. And even still just digital. If I could find, well, I could find a way to make this happen a lot faster, but the production would drop significantly, and it's already just about as low as I can let it go. But okay, back on point. Through my definition, a kobold is a small, topping out at about 4 feet, reptilian creature whose ancient ancestors were a hybridization of some sort of goblin-like thing and dragon DNA, who were created for the purpose of serving dragons. After millennia, they have begun to, and I haven't worked out that in my story arc of why or how they gained their freedom, just know that they have. But many kobolds still resort to lives of servitude and thievery and, well, all the things that entail. There are some who have decided to venture out on their own, and that is where Copper comes in. She didn't enjoy her old life with her birth tribe and has now gone out to do what she has done that she's read in these books. And, alright, what was I going to say? This is going to be the thumbnail of when I upload this, even though I've accomplished absolutely nothing. I guess I still have about 15 minutes. It's a slow process. I really need to get better at getting stuff done off camera. But then, like I said, apart from yesterday being like literally my first day doing this, this is still. Why can't you open it? Oh, I moved stuff, didn't I? I'm gonna have to shrink this down. Please ignore my desktop. It's not graphic or bad, it's just jarring. So I'll take that. Copy. If I put it here, it should work. Oh, and just completely out of left field for no particular reason, let me see if I can. Oh, wait, I can't do that from here. I'll explain this joke in some later video. File, open reason. Will it open now? Okay, there we go. This is going to be the thumbnail. It took longer than I wanted to. Because like I said, with this digital thing, I'm still really trying to get a grip on what I'm doing. I think I'll change the thumbnail as I go, because you can't always just have the same thumbnail. But yay! Copper's Quests. I'm sorry, any grammar fascists out there. I'm pretty sure that's the right use of that, so don't light me up. And just on a quick, I wanted to show. Wait, I'm gonna have to find that, aren't I? Like me dropping the image of Copper the other day. I can draw. Please don't think that my janky little no, I don't. It's just I really need to get the hang of comic format, and I need to set up a schedule of like how long I draw each day, when I start drawing each day, how much I need to convey in the process. I'm sorry to say I spent more time working on the thumbnail for today's video than I did on today's video. But hey, it's a new thing and I'm learning and I'll figure it out. Don't worry. Come this weekend, I'll post videos of me playing video games. The wife also chimed in and said that she'd be more than willing to play one of those video games with me. So if we can make that work, I won't be playing a Minecraft mod where I die a whole bunch by myself. We can both be in this mod dying, usually to hypothermia, together. But yeah, again, you saw me draw for approximately 10 minutes of this whole video. You'll notice once I get into the swing of things, there's going to be more drawn while off screen than on screen, because I'm still not really comfortable with the recording and the talking. Okay, I'm a little more comfortable with the talking. I'm so much better at doing still images. So much better at still images. It's a lot to have to take in. but I'm making myself do it. By gum, if I can make myself over 2 weeks learn how to drive an 18 wheeler, I can make myself learn how to do this. Even though this is a lot harder than driving an 18 wheeler. But yeah, I think it's been about 25 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for now. Sorry you all didn't get to see anything great happen. Hopefully some of the story was better. I kind of explained what a kobold was. I sort of made a few scratches on some paper, and no, that was about it. But I'll go ahead and see y'all tomorrow. I'll try to upload hopefully 2 videos if I can make myself do it and figure out what I'm doing. But y'all have a good evening, and good night.